I think so often we don't hear the hopeful message that there is something that we can do about chronic pain. So often we hear the incurable message that nothing can be done. And that is so untrue. Uh, Chronic pain needs attention to everything, and there is definitely things that are within your control that you can change toward liberating yourself from chronic pain. Absolutely. There is always a solution. And the brain has an incredible power to heal. It's about accessing the right tools. And this paradigm shift is needed. I would like to share two stories, two powerful stories that I heard recently. Um, One involved a construction worker that was busy at work and he got a nail. He was alone at work and he got a nail through the palm of his hand and he felt no pain. He had to drive himself to the hospital to get care. Now we can assume that he felt no pain because his body just went into, I've got to do something about this. I got to get myself to the hospital. Second story, another construction worker on a ladder falls off the ladder and he's got his construction boots on and he falls on an upward rusty nail and he can see the nail go right through the boot and he's in agonizing pain. He gets to the emergency room. They remove the boot to find that the nail had just gone between his toes. It actually hadn't pierced skin. Now, you would ask, is the pain real? Yes, the pain is absolutely real. It was the body's alarm system, but it was an error. Those two stories just speak to the predictive response of the brain, what the brain assumes is going to happen. And a lot of chronic pain and what we feel is in our control. Majority of my clients, it's how they respond to their pain, and they get so caught up. One, we call it the 6 Fs, if I can remember all the Fs. The first major one is fear of what is going to happen. Two, the constant fighting against the pain. Then all the frustration that ensues with it, the focus on the pain. Fear can cause the brain to create severe symptoms. It fires up an area of the brain called the amygdala, which then cascades all these chemicals and hormones that can put you into a state of mind where you don't process really well. So just recognizing that fear component, just becoming aware of it and looking at your response can undo and unravel so much. With fear, then comes the fatigue of all the worry and the physical strain that can cause on the body. The frustration, we're always trying to fix it, fix the problem. When you realize that these matters of the mind are actually amplifying your pain response, you're giving yourself power to undo this. Tremendous power, and I've seen it work tremendously with clients that really in just a couple of visits, once becoming aware, they are feeling so much more in control. Over 30 years of being a physiotherapist and now a wellness coach, I've worked with thousands of patients with chronic pain. The ability to liberate your chronic pain lies in your hands. And if there's a willingness to change, I would say 75% of my patients have had tremendous results. The biggest reason is the lack of faith that something can be done. Because if you believe that you have the power to heal and you are in control of changing things, that is a number one factor. Control over your mindset is extremely powerful. There are many other things, but I would say that is key. It's your faith and your belief that leads to discipline, and it's your willingness to change this. When people come to me, they don't always come with belief and faith in the system. But once we start working together, they realize that this is not woo-woo or hocus pocus. This is based on neuroscience, where the brain can be retaught. It's an inner reprogramming. There's stats on this, that faith in yourself, I'm not talking about a religious belief, faith in yourself to make change leads to discipline, then leads to the right action. And making simple changes, it could be simple changes with eating correctly. Eating is so powerful. You are what you eat. Paying attention to your sleep patterns. Again, the lack of sleep can leave you feeling like a train wreck. So just paying attention to that. Your thoughts, your mindset is really, really key. There's a saying, what is wired gets fired, meaning the neurons and how we connect certain behaviors predicts how we go on to act. So learning those processes, and there's so much more, I can speak on hours on this subject, but that's just giving you a tasting of how we approach this.